Hi there, this is Jessica Rassick here with VVIP TV, and I have a very special guest with us today who's also a very special guest here at Seoul DXB, Mr. Hassan Hajjaj. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. Glad to be back here.
We're also very glad to have you with us. Tell us, what was the inspiration behind the foundation of this store, R.A.P?
What, from the beginning or from there?
Anything you want to tell us?
R.A.P was born in London in around 83, 84. And it was really, when I started this, it was really to do with my friends that I grew up with in London from different parts of the globe. And it was the first generation that we didn't have places to go to, i.e. like clubs or places to eat or designers designing for us. So we kind of went, without realising, we was trying to find spaces for ourselves to create our own village within London. But at this point in time now, 2016, I've closed it in 96, and then a couple of times I tried to kind of bring R.A.P out, but it wasn't the right time with the right people. But the XB and the sponsor of Cadillac kind of really believed in the products. But for me, being here and seeing this, it's gone beyond just the label. It actually shows the history of me being in London, so it's really good memories back. And it was a really important time for me in London as well.
So you have this interesting mix, you have this blend of East and West with London and Marrakesh. How do you feel that both those places have influenced your style?
100%, because, growing up in Morocco, in what's so-called an Arab country, North Africa, was one, has a different culture, different, just a different thing from the West. And growing up in London, it gave me an eye, London is an international city. As I say, had influence from all over the world. So really, I always look like R.A.P is an expression of me being in London, and I'm doing another label called Andy Wallo. That's more an expression of me being Moroccan international. So it kind of it's a journey in my life. So having been from both places, it made me do this. Otherwise, I don't think I've been able to do any of those without being in one or the other place.
Well, you have a really interesting background in terms of the countries that you've been influenced by, but also you dabble in things like music, art, film, design, photography, fashion. How do you merge all these together and blend these to become the person that you are today and influence this into your business as well?
Dabble is a good word. I didn't study any of it, so I had nothing to lose. So it was really get up and try, and if you fall, get up and try again. What you just said, it sounds a lot, but it is really a lot of hard work, time. I've been around on this earth for a while now, and it's kind of nice now. Things are taking shape where I can blend the two things together, or all the elements of the arts from photography, film, and also I'm trying to push myself. So. And also, I think by using this, there's always something to do. So I think if you're an artist and you do one thing, then you have this blockage sometimes, and that could be quite dangerous. By doing all this, there's always something to do. So I'm sort of always trying to keep busy myself and being creative.
Well, you're always obviously a very creative person. You mentioned that you're self-taught. So how do you feel it would have changed or influenced your style if you had any formal training in your work?
Probably major, because one thing I lack is technical. I'm not a technical person in any of the areas, but I suppose if you talk about photography, it's about the image. That's what I say. It's what that image is going to say at the end of the day. I think it's important to. I wish I've learnt technical side of most of the things I do. I think if you do go ahead and you sort of home on one thing and you learn technical, you're sort of getting told this is how it should be done and this is the way what you have to do. And that could become dangerous, because then you get scared. If I'm a painter, I shouldn't be doing photography, I shouldn't be in design because I'm a painter. But for me, I just try to kind of do what feels right for me, what's around me, what influenced me, and try and stay truthful in that kind of sense.
Despite what you consider a lack of technicality, obviously your work has spoken volumes because you've collaborated with some huge artists like Jay-Z in '97 and that sort of thing. How much does their personality influence their style, or how do you work together to collaborate with artists, and how much do you both influence each other in this process?
I think this really, I grew up, R.A.P really is an expression of me and my friends. We call ourselves the underdogs. Doing this, sort of, I think when you have something truthful to what you do, sometimes it kind of attracts, sometimes these kind of names as well. And also I was growing up in a time where it was different from now. You know, now it's all the internet, and then it was more about physical, about more making a phone call, meeting a person. And I think over the time, as I say, I've been very, very lucky in my journey because I've had a chance to work with stylists, photographers, with artists, musicians, all this. And then as I was doing the work, somebody would cross it to this one, and then a friend of a friend. And it's been a journey like that. It wasn't really meant to be. I'm not really somebody who's want to go and photograph celebrities. It's not about that. I think even some people I really admire, and if I had the opportunity to go and take a picture of them, I would feel guilty because there's obviously been having pictures taken of great photographers and stuff like that. I'm still want to capture the underdog, the person who still has something, still striving and surviving what they do. So that's always been my method of work.
Well, it's obviously been working very well, and I mean, Dubai is very lucky to have you here because it gives a different flavour, and I think it really inspires people, especially here in D3, which has a lot of emerging artists and designers and that sort of thing. So what is your advice from all your years of experience with all these different kinds of people and your own personal experiences in the different fields? What kind of words of advice can you give to budding designers, anything, any artist out there of any kind?
Don't be a fake. I think really, it takes passion, hard work. Don't let anybody tell you what to do or not to do. And when you fall, you have to get up and keep trying. Really, that's my method. That's the way I've done it. I've had to just get up and do my thing in a sense without waiting for somebody else. And try not to use money or waiting and stuff like that as a thing. There's always a way, If you look at the continent of Africa or places like that, there's people making something out of nothing, and sometimes it becomes a jewel of a gem.
That's very true, and I'm sure that will strike a chord with a lot of people who are aspiring to be like someone like you. So thank you so much for your time. It's been an honour, and we really, really look forward to what you're going to bring to Dubai in the future.
No problem. Well, listen, also I want to say thank you to DXB and also for Cadillac for sponsoring, because this is without them, I probably wouldn't be standing talking to you right now. So they've been a great team, and I hope we can continue. And I hope Dubai brings me back. I've always loved Dubai. It feels like at home now, and I've seen Dubai. I'm growing with Dubai actually, because I came here 2006, I think, and it was a building site. It was like a baby being born, and now I see it as a teenager. So it just needs good people to keep feeding it good things to become a good adult.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing what the future's going to hold and how many more times we're going to collaborate with you as well. So thank you very much for your time.
Inshallah. Thank you.
Inshallah.